Hey guys, alright, we're going to be talking about authorizations now, assuming that your NROS is approved and fund approved by the chain of command. So how do you verify that? We're going to check that real quick. So we're going to go to NROS, Sailor tab, Inbox, Applications Awaiting Actions, to Approved Orders, View Inbox, and if you see your set of orders right there, that means you are good to go and your DTS has been generated and crossed over. So it's very important that you do this part first and that it's in that box. If it's not in there, there's no point of doing DTS. So I see it in there. Let's go ahead and do it. All right. So for training purposes, this is not that authorization, but you do have to have your approved orders first before you could even attempt this part. This is just an example, but I'm going to show you exactly what you would be seeing if it were approved. So you would be seeing something like this that says created, and it's going to be the only button that has edit on it. All the other ones will have view. So go ahead and click on the edit part, because we're going to be reserving our flights, hotel, and rental car if you're flying. And if you're driving, you're just reserving your hotel. And from here, it's going to go to the state of people. If you're in Vegas, it's going to go to New Orleans, some office out there. And if you're on a different part of the states, it might go to a different state office. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we start with TSA info. Just fill it in.
So the known traveler number is your DoD
Save
ID
it.
that will help
Continue
you
booking.
go through TSP pre-check.
Now, I'm going to be departing from Salt Lake City. Include nearby airports and arriving to Las Vegas International McCarran. Yep, and include nearby airports. Oh, and I'm going to be flying on Sunday. Go by your orders. Don't follow this step by step, but there's an example on what you would be seeing. All right, so this will list everything by increasing order. So the cheapest, more expensive, and the further down you go down the list, the more expensive it's going to get. So if you are going to be traveling from Salt Lake City to Las Vegas at $955, you have to have a real good reason why you're doing it, and it will flag it for you. So don't think you can just be sneaky. The system will flag it, and you will have to put a comment in one of the next windows I will show you later. All right, so I'm going to choose the cheapest one. At this point, you would be able to reserve window seat, aisle seat, but because Southwest Airlines is a first come first serve airline, there is no booking of specific seats. So you just continue on. You book the return flight. So this is a one-way to Las Vegas. Now I'm going to book my way back from Las Vegas. All right, successfully. All right, very well. So it has Boulder City. I'm not flying out of Boulder City. I'm flying out of Las Vegas McCarran. Oh, sorry. And this is where you have to be knowledgeable about the airports you're going to be flying out of, because if you fly out of a different airport, you have to go to that airport. So this is where you confirm what airport you're going to be going to. So and I'm going to be flying out on the 7th. Perfect. All right, 136. And again, Southwest doesn't let you reserve, so all you have to do is click continue, book flight. And you see these check marks, all you have to do is keep going down the list. Alrighty, rental car now. And it's gonna move you on slowly. So again, Boulder City. I'm not going. Boulder City is about, I want to say maybe 20, 25 miles away from here. Yeah, I'm not. That's too far. I am going to pick it up, though, at the airport I'm going to be landing in. Oh. While I'm here, so from the McCarran International Airport. From the 11th, whatever time your flight arrives at. So you have to definitely pay attention on what time your flight's going to land. And drop it off about half an hour earlier before your flight takes off. Alright. So here we have what kind of vehicle we want to reserve. One-way rental. Using travel to my TD. No. So just basically what type of vehicle. And these are the companies that have them. Again, cheapest to highest. So I don't know who these guys are, but they are the cheapest. So I would go with them. Everybody else is higher and higher and higher. You can only go up. So don't do the bottom ones. Sorry about that noise. Currently at Nellis Air Force Base, and those jets are real close to the building. So just book it. Book the car. Right here, method of payment. GTCC if you have one. Or Central Bill if you click on no on Enrose and that Central Bill account was generated for you. But hopefully everybody has a GTCC. TDY location, city, airport. So TDY location would be that. If nothing, you might be able to change the zip code. 115 for zip code.
So at this time, I wanted to see the Nellis Inn as one of the options in the hotel, but unfortunately it did not populate. So I will have to change the TDY location from NOS Las Vegas to Nellis Air Force Base. I will show you how to do that here shortly. But if you're not getting the local based Navy Gateway Inn or Air Force Inn, you will have to change the TDY location. And unless your NROS orders state that there is no messing or berthing available, you will have to get a letter from the command or a CNA from the local military lodging. Alright, let's get back to the video.
So here we go. This is where you get your hotels. If you're getting this error, what I recommend doing is going to your itinerary edit, okay, and you're gonna have to change the name from the TDY location to the name of the base. So we have a Nellis Air Force Base. Oh, there it was. You saw that? Drop down. Nellis Air Force Base. Click continue. Okay, it's just going to tell you that the per diem and some of the local per diems are going to change, but they will not cancel anything for you. So just go back to the lodging. But this is where you have to choose the actual base. So you see this here, rooms at government DOD are not available, and it generates a CNA for me. That is very important, because if you don't have that CNA number, you will have to find lodging or a letter from that command stating that there is no lodging. Here, DTS will generate one for you. If it were available, they would have the Nellis Inn, because that's the name of their hotels here. So you would go the same process as reserving a hotel. So one room, however many nights, and charge it on the GTCC. But right now there is none. So a CNA is generated here for me, and this CNA will copy itself to the page where you will need it. So just keep that in mind. All right.
So I did end up getting a flag for not selecting a regular hotel room. So after you get a CNA, you have to choose a hotel room from DTS, or else it will be a flag. If you skip ahead on the video, I did go back and do it. So if you need help on how to select a regular hotel room, just go ahead and skip ahead on the video and you'll find that.
So now that we have that CNA taken care of, we will move on. So this is just the overview of everything. So your flights, your rental car, your lodging, continue to expenses. This is where you're going to add any expense such as gas, tax for the rooms, taxes, and mileage from your home to the airport, because the government will pay for you to use your own car to go to the airport. How do you do that? You're going to go under mileage, and here you will click on private auto to terminal, which is the airport. Personal car or personal reimbursement, I'm sorry, and then the date, Sunday. Somebody drops you off 10 miles, and it will calculate that for you. Add a new, so you're going to do the same thing for your return. Mileage, terminal, and this when they pick you up, you click on the 7th when you return, and again, same amount. All right. Then non-mileage, this is where you will see all the taxi. For instance, you don't have a car and you take a taxi, this is where you have your taxi expense description. Parking for your TAD. So I know a lot of people in California don't have a lot of parking out there, so the hotel does charge parking. You will have to break that up from the receipt. So parking will be one money amount, and the hotel room will be another money amount, and the hotel tax will be another money amount. So that receipt itself could have 3 different breakdowns, and this is where you would break them down specifically for what reason. Gasoline receipts, and since we're leaving, we're just going to put an estimate of how much gas we will be using. Since I'm going to be there for a couple days, maybe $50. Again, that will change on your voucher. You're going to put exactly what the receipt has. All right. What you're trying to do is estimate as close as possible to the actual expense. That way they're not requesting a lot of money from RCC or from the pot of money, the bag of money, or overestimating your amount and not having enough there for the next person to take orders. So that's what this process is doing, is trying to estimate how much you're actually using on your travel. So the dates will also change to whenever you check out of the room. So I'm just going to change that to the very last day, because I'm going to be checking out on the very last day. And for hotel taxes, $300. Again, this will change when you come back. They just want to get a rough estimate. So since I'm not really going to process any of this, just as an example, this is how it would look like.
So I go on a bit of a rant here on how to upload documents. You don't need to do this. This is mainly for vouchers. So if you want to skip to the 17th minute, we'll skip ahead of that.
Any additional documentation you will add here. I like to add my En-ROADS orders. That way the person checking my DTS could verify my orders immediately. But that is at the NOS discretion. They could just look at En-ROADS. They typically have 2 or 3 screens open anyway, so they could check on that. But I like to do their lives a little bit simpler. But when you come back, this is where you would add all of your documents. So upload a new file, you scan it, you upload it, just like a regular anything. So I'm just gonna add this resume. Don't add the receipts. But this is how you would do it. Open. It's going to look just like that. And you add it. You change the name to whatever you need it to be. Other. And the name of it. So, hotel. You add it. So you see here it says file cannot be greater. I'll go back down there. One very important thing is that the files cannot be greater than 2 megabytes. See here, file upload limit to 2 megabytes and only these formats. So if your file is bigger than 2 megabytes, I recommend adjusting your scanner settings, or if you can, go online to a PDF compressor or JPEG compressor. I will show you how it looks like, how I do it, because what I like to do is scan everything in one document, so they just have to scroll down that document without having to open several different ones. But again, that is at NOS discretion. So for instance, if I were to compress something, I like using this website. It only lets you compress 1 or 2 files, but that's all you need, 1 or 2 files. You compress it, choose a file small enough through your scanner, and then it says we compress your PDF, so from 69 to less, even less. So and then you just download it again, find it on your browser or your navigation. Typically mine just downloads to my downloads. Just go back to DTS and upload them at that point. But we'll be going over this when we do our vouchers, because that's exactly where we want to upload everything at. All right, continue. Here it is. So what it's telling me here, the first day I'm getting 75% for traveling. On the last day I'm getting 75% for traveling. But in between, from the 12th to the 6th, I'm going to be getting full per diem. The hotel lodging is 108 max. You cannot exceed that. Your orders will also have the exact same number. You cannot exceed that. But if I do get a room, somehow I call ahead of time and I can reserve a room and it's less than that, then you're saving the Navy money. Nothing wrong with that. Or you could adjust it up here. And it's just a quick summary. Since this is just training, I won't have any lines of accounting, but you will see yours. And do not mess with those. Do not delete them. Don't touch them, because that all crossed over from En-ROADS. And that is my GTCC. Now we're down here, so I could update any of this information. This is where you do the final review. So a lot of this is just reviewing over and over. Okay. So here is where you will see your CNA again. So not available, CNA. And no account code assigned. Again, this is just a training one. I will not add a line of accounting because I'm not actually going on these orders. But here, these are the ones you have to worry about. Reason codes. And you just click on the reason and just click the one that you see fit. Not sure exactly what it's asking. Okay, so lodging not used, reason code. Well, they didn't have any room available, so let's see. Oh, it's asking me because after this you're supposed to go to a regular lodging, regular hotel. So for instance, let's say you find that, you will go back to the lodging. and you just choose the cheapest one. Again, the first one, typically the cheapest. All right, they have different prices. Again, the further down you go, the more expensive. Just select the room. Okay, so that pre-audit note will now disappear because I actually chose a room through DTS. So if you cannot get military lodging through DTS, they want you to get a regular hotel through DTS. All for transparency reasons. Everything's for transparency. Everybody knows what they're looking at and how you're doing it. That's the only reason they want you to go through DTS. And because they are at lower rates typically through DTS, and it's a lot easier to negotiate if you do happen to cancel that reservation for you to get the money back. If you go on your own, you might not have that chance. For instance, you cancel your trip, but you forgot to call them to cancel the reservation. Well, you're out of luck. If they charge you for that one night, you will have to pay that one night out of pocket because it did not go through DTS. So it's easier for the government to recover their money, through DTS. All right. So now we could just jump back to where we were, and you'll see that pre-audit note is gone. Other authorizations. If you have any of these that apply, nice. If you don't worry about it. Typically the NOS just adds a generic code there for you guys. Continue. So this is very important. Make sure your routing list is actually your NOSC. You see these other lines, don't mess with these. Just go with the NOSC. And I agree to sign. And you read all this and submit. So once I hit submit, this routing or this document will go through SATO, and where they will confirm my confirmations. You see that up here I have a rental. One of my this one didn't do it, but my rental car, actually, yes, my rental car was not successfully reserved. They will ensure it does get reserved for me. From SATO, it will go to the NOSC, the RO, one of the people that will check this. And then from that RO at the NOSC, it will go to the AO at the NOSC. Once the AO confirms it, everything will get paid out. Your tickets will be bought. All your reservations will be 100% confirmed. Yeah, so you will have nothing to worry about. And at that point, your credit card is already on. You have no need to call the NOSC again to see if your credit card is on. And when we come back, we'll do the voucher side of the house.